What does legitimate paranormal evidence actually look like? Walk us through how you collect it, preserve it, and verify it.
Sure. First of all, we're videotaping everything. So we've got a couple of things on video that we keep it, we collect it. I actually keep it in a locked vault, almost like we would an evidence room, and we check it in and we check it out so that it's always the chain of custody is always there. And that's tough. That's tough with folks that are doing this that haven't got a police background.
Mhm.
They just put it out online and they think there it is. Well, we put some stuff out online, but the original evidence goes into a locked box type of thing, just like an evidence room. So we collect it. We start off our investigation doing a certain protocol each time. As we collect the evidence, it gets downloaded, put into a safe spot, and then we compare it with other evidence we get later. One of the things that we do to try and corroborate, we'll back up a little bit here. We try very hard to correlate, coordinate everything, and correlate maybe is also a good word. For example, if we get a piece of evidence, what does it record on? Did we just get it? Did somebody just experience it, which really isn't evidence? But did somebody experience it at the same time? Did we get an audio tape of it? Did we videotape it? Did this piece of equipment acknowledge something and then another piece of equipment acknowledge the same thing? And we keep records of all that. We tape it. I have a person taking notes just like you would at a crime scene, an entry log and stuff like that. Who's where at what time, what is heard. We then have the video evidence. So that's how we keep it. There is not yet a repository. There's a lot of talk of it, but it's never been successfully done nationally where people can put evidence and people can share evidence, much like our NCIC type of thing, where we can share information back and forth. That just is not something that's happening, which is a sad thing as far as we're concerned. And that's how we keep it. Right now, we keep it for ourselves and we share it with others as we can. But it's all locked up. It's not accessible to anybody but me and my lockbox, actually.
Right, right.
So
There, I believe there's other retired law enforcement officers throughout the country that are doing similar work as what you're doing. It's because it's interesting when you bring up the repository where that would be a good idea of data collection and sharing. Then you've probably connected with some of those other retired law enforcement
I
officers. And like,
have,
yeah,
I have. Why haven't we done it? Mostly because of money. You got to have a place to do it. You've got to have a website with the storage that you can put the data
mm,
into, and
mhm.
somebody's got to pay for it. And I actually tried to do that several years ago, but I just couldn't get the interest in it. See, there's two types of individuals that do this, very simply put. There's the researcher, which I would like to consider my team and we're researching this. We're trying to find out what the phenomenon is. And then there's what I call the thrill seekers. And there's nothing wrong with that. Why do people jump out of a perfectly good airplane with a parachute? To have a thrill. I would never do it, but people do it. So for folks to go out and experience this for the thrill of it, I get it. I don't have an issue with it. But we've got to get enough folks that are wanting to research the phenomenon that we begin to come up with a way of sharing it with each other. I go back to the homicide analogy I gave them a few minutes ago. We're going to investigate, we investigate a homicide basically the same way, wherever you are, minus some different rules and procedures, but it's essentially the same way. We've got to get to the point where we are doing it the same way. So when we get that repository, I get some evidence down here in Vero. You get some evidence up there in your spot in New York. And because the moon phase was the same on the two pieces of evidence, the temperature is the same in our two different spots, time of year, different things that we'll collect. Now we've got something. If you're getting a piece of evidence and the conditions are the same and it's collected essentially the same way I did, now we got something. Now we've got something we can talk about and maybe begin to put some answers to. So that's why the repository is so important.